we feel like this is a crisis.
Indeed, and that story sets the stage because this year saw the re-election of several county governors in the country. One of them is the governor of Marsabit County, Mohammud Ali Mohammed, who successfully retained his seat in a race which attracted 5 other candidates. He was re-elected under a UDM party ticket, taking the helm of county number 10, having served as member of parliament for Moyale constituency and a former assistant minister for special programs. Governor Mohammud takes the reins a second time in a county that is among those affected by the ravages of the ongoing drought. Having experienced 4 failed rain seasons, we interrogate what lies for his county, and he is with me here in studio. Of course, as always, engage us online at KTN News KE, at George Maringa _ use the hashtag Weekend Express. Governor, thank you so much for joining us on KTN News.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. You've seen the story, of the current situation in your county.
Correct.
First of all, paint a picture of how the situation is in your county.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mariga, for having me this morning.
Great.
I want to say that the picture as far as drought is concerned in my county and indeed in northern Kenya is very bad. Animals have died in their thousands. The children, school-going children, are suffering. In fact, many schools have closed. Lactating mothers, cases of people fainting because of hunger and this kind of thing. Boreholes have been drying up, breakdowns, of the same. So the situation is really very, very bad. We've been talking about losing the livestock that we saw on, because that's the livelihood that we have in those areas. But now I'm afraid it's pointing towards losing lives unless we do something drastic. Yeah, that's the situation.
Would you have statistics of maybe the people who have died, and of course the livestock?
No, I don't have anybody who has died so far of hunger, but they're really suffering and they can die any other time. But because although you cannot say specifically people died of hunger, when somebody is hungry and you get sick, even something small, will set you off balance. And therefore, it's possible that we have unreported deaths, but which have not been directly linked to hunger. But as far as livestock is concerned, we are talking of rainfall that has failed for 4 consecutive seasons.
Yes.
Every other year, we lose, say, 30-40%, 30-40% cumulatively. Northern Kenya has lost over 70% of their earthly possession, which is livestock normally. So this loss of livestock continues every day, So I cannot say precisely how many number, but I think roughly about 70% of livestock, specifically in Marsabit.
Yeah. And that's, your county, is the largest.
Yes.
When we even speak about size, but despite the sparse population, how the sparse population demographics that are experienced in your county, does this make difficult the intervention and mitigation measures for this drought?
Very well. It indeed makes it very difficult because, as you know, most areas are very remote. It is 70,000 square kilometers about. And you cannot easily access every corner of the county because of the bad terrain. And now that makes it really very difficult, very costly. Transporting food, water trucking, the water boozers experience breakdowns because of the rough terrain and the long distances. Yes, it makes it very difficult, my friend. Yeah.
And coming with the drought also means conflict, because people are trying to, because in the past we've seen that happening, as people try to scramble for the meager resources that are available, the water, the pasture for their animals. Have you seen any of that instance lately?
We've been experiencing serious skirmishes in Marsabit over last few years. This has led to a lot of loss of lives and property. But towards the end of, or rather towards general election, which we just concluded, national government deployed serious security forces. You recall the curfew that was slapped on Marsabit, but it worked for us. It brought sense for some time, and a sense of calmness and, you know, people doing their business normally. And since then, people have embraced peace. There are many organizations who are also helping us, and we are grateful to them. Interpeace is one of them, together with the county government and even national government. Efforts have been made, put in place, structures put in place. PASIDA is one other group I must commend. Through these efforts, people have come together. And therefore, they have agreed to work together. And I'm very grateful to the local community in Marsabit for agreeing to embrace peace. So at the moment, we have not experienced that clash over scarce resources. Although I got scanty reports just this morning that some cattle might have been driven from some parts in Lysamis and the border of North, or that I'm yet to get the clear information. But so far we are not having any kind of tussle over water or grass.
Governor, this has been a perennial issue. You're in your second term now. The first term, you were not spared from the drought situation. The 2019 one was also another tough one. What would be apart from waiting, or rather the field rain season, what would be one of those mitigation issues that perhaps moving forward we do not see it being a further perennial issue, sir?
My friend, the issue of drought emergencies has been with us for further too long. And year in, year out, we experience this problem. The situation has been made worse for the very many seasons that have been consecutively failing. And this, of course, is a global phenomenon because of the climate change. And unfortunately, unless we do something major, we will continue experiencing this kind of a challenge. The resource that we get as a county, or counties affected, if I may say, we don't match the kind of work that you need to do, to reverse this kind of negative effects of drought. We don't need anything less than some kind of, say, Marshall Plan for northern Kenya. We need to have some serious intervention from national government, and I'm happy to say that we have goodwill from the current president. You've seen how he took up the matter of drought. Immediately we sent this alarm. He responded quickly. He had a discussion with us, and he tasked his able deputy, His Excellency Regardie, Deputy President, to be reporting through working with us as governors and finding solution to this problem. Instructed other agencies to intervene. So I think with this kind of attitude, President who's sensitive, I'll request that he puts in place some Marshall Plan where we will invest in large dams, where water will not be. The big issue is water, actually. If we do large dams in northern Kenya, the place has got fertile soils. The only problem is water. If we get those large dams, which we keep hearing about, then people will be able to embrace irrigation. Water for animals will not be a problem. Grass will be produced. I think that is the way to go. And then food will be produced. We have fertile soils in those areas.
Indeed, and we'll get into, deeper into the more mitigation measures to combat this drought. But we are due for a short commercial break. When we come back, we continue this conversation with the Governor of Marsabit County, that is Mohammud Ali Mohammed. Of course, continue channeling in your feedback. I can see your questions coming in. I'll be sampling them as the show continues. Do stay with us.